two things in the news today that I'm trying to talk to Republicans about. The first is the Obama administration.
You just lucked into me then, huh?
That's right. That's exactly what I do up here for the most part. The first one was the Obama administration has decided that they're going to have nothing to do with Fox News for the most part. They won't put the president on any of the Fox News programs until at least 2010. And it's, very explicitly retribution against the Glenn Becks and the Bill O'Reillys and the Sean Hannitys and what they perceive as lies through and through that network. Do you think that's a strategy that works?
Well, that's a strategy they have to decide. It doesn't make sense to me for any administration, Republican or Democrat, to decide not to participate with, in this case, the largest news company in America. But even if they weren't the largest, why would you make such a decision to not participate?
Right. The idea I'm thinking here is, and they said they will participate when he wants to engage in the give and take of politics again. But the idea I'm thinking is, if you've got a message and you believe in your message, you should look for any venues. A couple of million people watching, why not go and present your side of the story? So I guess my follow-up question to you would be, why can't Rachel Maddow or Keith Olbermann get any Republicans to go on their shows?
I have no idea.
Would you go on the show to discuss the policy behind healthcare?
I don't know what those shows are.
Well, they're liberal analogs to, it's tough for me to say Bill O'Reilly or Glenn Beck or any of these folks, because I come from the other side of the aisle, and I think they are.
I know these people, and so you're making a comparison here.
Well, they have audiences of a couple of million, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you're telling me
Sure.
what their audience is, and what I'm telling you is I don't know who they are, but you've got to compare that with Fox News. Seems to me pretty much a stretch, because and I know, and everybody walking down there knows, has heard of Bill O'Reilly and
right,
and Glenn Beck and so forth.
Oh, Maddow's a panelist on Meet the Press.
I would argue
virtually every other week.
There's also a difference between going on an opinion show and going on a news show.
Right. Right. I think if there's a good argument to be made, that's it. But at the same time, a lot of news is made on the opinion shows, as far as I've been able to tell in 5 years of watching politics. Every now and then, an opinion leader can ask a question that makes news when you answer it on a television show. I'm going to move on to the next topic. This one, maybe a little bit dicier for you.
One where I'm going, so you've got to...
That's what I want you to do. You going over to the Republican Club here?
I am.
I hang out there a lot and catch a lot of you folks too. The other question I had for you was, Rush Limbaugh's finding it really hard to buy a football team. A lot of the players are saying, after some of the comments he's made that they deem as being racist, they flat out won't play for the man. Do you have any sympathy for him? Do you have...
I got to let Rush Limbaugh handle his own business deals. I would be hard-pressed to conclude that Rush Limbaugh was racist in any sense. But, he's got to negotiate whatever he's going to negotiate.
Well, I know you don't listen to his show every day, but I can cite chapter and verse on some. I mean, he said the NAACP should train the people to riot more effectively and be better robbers of liquor stores and all the rest. I mean, some of the stuff's really over the top. Said that slavery wasn't all bad because the streets were, well, for one thing, safer after dark. So he's an entertainer,
I have listened to Rush
that's
Limbaugh
right.
a fair amount, but I've never heard him say any of that.
So. That's right. So I can't hold you to that. What I can tell you, though, is recently, and this is something I've asked a bunch of other Republicans, now in this country we've got probably thousands of people walking around with tattoos on their forearms. The last memory they have of their parents is when they were torn from the grasp at the Nazi concentration camps. Mm-hmm. And Rush Limbaugh, I mean, I can play this audio for you, I've got it at home, said that Nancy Pelosi has more in common with Adolf Hitler than the teabaggers out there doing their little protests, in that Obamacare or nationalized health care is a Nazi policy. It's akin to Nazism.
Well, again, I've never heard him say any of that. I can't imagine that.
I will tell you, there's one Republican on the Hill, Dave Reichert from Washington, that's looked into this camera and said, if Rush Limbaugh said that, he went beyond the pale. He went way too far, and it's regrettable because it's really bad. Most Republicans that I've talked to recall the experience Phil Gingrey had when he said that, we've got leaders in Congress, Cantor and Boehner, and they're doing a good job, and sometimes Rush Limbaugh should probably pipe down a little bit.
Right.
The very next day he had to call into Rush Limbaugh. Seems like that's the reaction I'm getting. Deer in the headlights.
Rush Limbaugh is in the opinion and entertainment business.
Yeah.
And he's going to say whatever he's going to say. He is not a spokesman for the Republican Party. He is not elected by anybody to be anything in the Republican Party. He is perfectly free to say whatever he wants to say. People in Air America can say, people in the Huffington Post can say what they want to say, but it's not our position to either.
Let me hold you for 30 seconds. No,
I'm going to go.
I disagree because you have been. But the professor from Colorado, Lord Churchill, said that the people that died in the 9/11 attacks in the World Trade Center were a bunch of little Aikmans, and you couldn't find a politician on the Hill that wasn't running to the nearest microphone to denounce that.
Right.
Ass. Well, Rush Limbaugh makes the Nazi comparisons, and nobody wants to denounce him, at least not from your side of the hill. There is a little bit of a difference, and I understand what the difference is. He's your base, man. I mean, you folks can't get elected.
He talks to the base.
He talks to the base, that's right.
All right.
Hey, thanks very much for your time.
Yeah,
Take care.